All right. Hello and welcome everyone to our little sneak peek into coaching live webinar. And we will be recording this, so we'll be sharing it a little bit later. But as people hop on, we'll be answering questions. I am going to kind of start off things by talking a little bit about my story and kind of going through some objections. But first, I hope you've all brought your glass of wine to the table and are enjoying this because it is Friday night. So, we all deserve a glass of wine after getting through the week. So first, hi, I am Liesl Siebert, and I have been a coach for about almost a year and a half now, a little over a year. And really kind of came into the coaching thing through going through kind of multiple different workout routines. I did everything from normal gym exercises, YMCA classes. I was a big Orange Theory person for a while. And I just kind of was struggling between things like money and cost, time commitment for a lot of those different classes. And then when I would try to do things like BBG and things like that, the programs are good, but I was really missing the kind of like community accountability team vibe. So as I was kind of perusing and scrolling through social media, I found Sarah and kind of started to follow her a little bit. And she eventually reached out to me and was asking me what my fitness routine was like. And long story short, eventually she got me to be a challenger. So I got to see what the boot camps were like. And I eventually decided to kind of go all in as a coach. And I am a part-time coach. I have a full-time office job working for the state of Iowa, and I love that as well. Both kind of elements of my business world, career life are very fulfilling. But I will say that having kind of the coaching side of thing really allows me to explore my creative side. It allows me to kind of set my own goals, set my own priorities, not be micromanaged by bosses, which is really a saving grace. So even though it takes a lot of time and it's in my free time after work, it's really something that I love. And I am so happy that Sarah reached out to me. I am so grateful that this opportunity kind of seemed to have fallen into my lap and just was really a perfect fit. So that's a little bit kind of about my story. And I want to touch on two things that I was kind of concerned about before starting this. I've always been relatively active, but I had kind of the idea that to be a virtual coach, you had to be like super fit. Like you had to be one of those models in bikinis that looked really amazing, and that was the only way that people were going to want to follow you and be coached by you, and that was the only way that gave you like the ability to be a coach. And that's really not the experience here. Being a coach is really more about kind of providing that guidance, providing that accountability, providing those resources and those check-ins, and just like being a partner through creating a healthier lifestyle through nutrition, through fitness. It's kind of guiding using the tools that we have available through Beachbody, through those programs, through those nutrition plans. It's not about you yourself being at the end of your journey. It's about being on your own journey yourself and kind of like showing what that process looks like and showing how those programs have worked for you and what you have learned through that process. That is what being a coach is about. It is about living the programs and really kind of being a really representative of what they can do and what they can change, both like mind, body, soul. I mean, I really feel like I've been fully changed by Beachbody. So that is more what kind of the coaching element is about. It's not about having the perfect abs, although that is definitely a goal, but you don't have to be there. And in fact, it's almost better if you're not, because then it shows, we're all a work in progress. We're all at some point in our story. And it's important to be able to kind of share that process as well and share that you are a real human. You have slip-ups. You enjoy things like a glass of wine on a Friday night, and it's all about balance. It's all about kind of just learning and creating healthier lifestyle tips that allow you to live your best life, not to be too cliche. And then another objection that I kind of grappled with before joining was that I am very much an introvert. I need my alone time. I get really stressed before, say, talking on live webinars. And it's really just one of those things I was like, I could never coach people. I could never be that kind of person. It really stressed me out. And I have learned that kind of this virtual world of Beachbody, it's a combination of kind of the best situation for an introvert because you're both a little bit kind of in social media. So you have the opportunity to edit a lot of the things that you put out there into the world, which is something I really appreciate, so that I can make sure everything is spelled correctly and that the words all make sense. So that part is very gratifying for me so that I don't like feel like I'm just out in front of people the way a coach would be in a normal class. It's a little bit of a different experience like that. But also, it's really a super supportive community. I mean, having this team of coaches just building you up all the time and having your boot camp team of challengers, it's just the most kind of warm feeling. And that has really helped me as an introvert come out of my shell a little bit and to really kind of own this whole process. I feel like being a coach has made me a more confident person overall. It has impacted my life in the office world, in the state government world. It even impacts my relationships with my friends and community because it has just really provided me with the tools to feel like a stronger person. And another part of that is a big part of the Beachbody experience is recognizing the importance of personal development. So I've been really diving into that more since becoming a coach and since making that kind of one of my core routines. And that has really kind of helped to both embrace the fact that being an introvert is okay. And it's okay to kind of really own those parts of who I am, but also to kind of use them in the best way possible, and to recognize that there are certain strengths with that as well. So just because I'm an introvert does not mean that I cannot be a great coach to my challengers and continue to reach out to people and just really help them live their kind of happiest, best lives. So those are kind of two objections that I really grappled with. And now I think I'm going to kick it over to Cassie, and she will talk a little bit about her story.
Hi, so I'm Cassie, and I have been signed up as a coach for, gosh, I don't even know, maybe like about 3 years. It feels like it hasn't been that long, but I feel like coaching has not gotten me through, but brought me through so many different changes in my life. Like when Sarah first approached me, I was like still really focused on my personal journey. I did online workouts. I would go to the gym. I was sometimes working out at home, just trying to figure out what was really fitting into my life, and what I felt more comfortable with, because like a lot of what Liesl shared is me. Like I'm an introvert. I don't enjoy being around big groups of people. And after work, the last thing that I wanted to do was go to the gym with a lot of people and worry about like what they were thinking and just, things like that. So I started trying at-home workouts. But there was just not the accountability and the community that I was searching for, because I didn't like to go out and, go to bars or wherever people go to meet people. I don't even know. So that part of coaching is what really attracted me, was having that accountability in the community, but still being able to be in my own little world when I needed it. So that's kind of how I started out with coaching, and the part of it that attracted me. But there was still a lot of things that I was hesitant about, a lot of things that I wasn't sure that I could, not that I couldn't do it, but that I was in my own head about a lot of things. And one of the main things, and it's going to sound really ridiculous to even hear this coming out of my mouth, because one of the main things that I was really concerned about is not having time to do it. I don't know what I was thinking, because I wasn't married. I didn't have a baby. And now having time for things is so much harder than it was then. But I am proof times 100 that this is so possible no matter what stage of life you're in. Even if you think that your schedule is so jam-packed, or that you don't want to put time in to do one more thing on top of everything that you're responsible for, but it's totally doable, because I don't always wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get things done. And I work in pockets throughout the day between work, a full-time job. So, and then I come home from work and I have to take care of, my kids. So I feel actually a whole lot better about managing my time now that I have more things to be responsible for. So putting the time into coaching is something that I enjoy doing now. I look forward to putting my time into doing that, waking up early and spending a little bit of time by myself, and just really connecting with people. That allows me to feel like I'm still my own person, like I'm still a human being, that I still, like I still value those connections with other women. So I think the misconception that it takes so much time and that you can't possibly do another thing, because I think we even feel that way about our health, like there's no way that I can work out because I have this and this to do. But doing it at the end makes you feel so much better for putting in the 30 minutes or the hour that you're going to put in to do what you really care about and to make you feel that much better. So that's an objection that I had when I started, and I have no idea why I had it, because now I really have way less time than I did before, but it's possible. And then the other thing that was a really huge deal for me was something that was going to cost money, and it was going to cost a lot of money for me to start doing something else. And I already had a gym membership, and I am a huge saver, and my husband is the spender. So for me to spend money on something or to invest in something, I really have to think about it. And there has to be value in it. Like, I'm not the type of person that's just going to spend my money on the next best thing that comes along. So initially I was skeptical about that because it sounded like there was too much to be had for what it was going to cost, right? So the investment that I put in to become a coach was 100% worth it, and worth the investment for just working on myself. Like, the business and coaching aside, what you invest in this business is really honestly just the investment in yourself, taking care of yourself, because when you feel better and you're working on yourself, you naturally just want to help other people do that too. And you pay next to nothing to start a business that has the potential to be whatever you make it to be. And I mean, kind of just tying into the time thing too, is the time that you put in is what you're going to get out of the business. So if you only have 30 minutes a day, that's fine. So just that was a huge deal for me, because I did not want to invest my money in something, one, that I wasn't sure that I was going to commit to. But just everything that coaching and Beachbody encompasses is so much more, worth so much more than what you invest in it, because you can't put a price on the friendships that we've made. You can't put a price on feeling better about yourself and being a better, student, daughter, wife, mom, whatever your role is. You can't put a price on that. And so, those are really the two main things that I had objections about, and that I struggled with. So I'm going to pass the call over to Alyssa so she can share with you about herself.
Hello. My name is Alyssa Hurt. For those of you that do not know me, I have been a coach now for almost 2 years. I don't know where that time went, but I am a full-time coach. When I started this, I wasn't. I was a family law paralegal, and that's what my degree is in. I'm also a mom and a wife. And for me, my story, I think, really, in the past, I always tried to work out, but my eating was not good at all. And I yo-yoed a lot, and I binged, and I was always up and down and all over the place. And then when I got pregnant with my son is really when everything went downhill. A lot of people actually don't know, but throughout my pregnancy, I was actually going through a divorce. And that's not something that I share a lot. Like a lot of people that know me, besides like my really close friends, don't even know that I was married at that time. So it was just a really hard time for me. And it was something that I struggled with a lot. And I was on bed rest and I ate like complete crap, and I gained 100 pounds when I was pregnant. And that was really rough for me, because knowing that I was going to have this baby and I was going to be a single mom was something that I kind of like had to snap out of and tell myself, like, you have to get in shape now, because you have to be healthy for your baby, because your baby has you. Like, yeah, his dad is in the picture. And back then, like, a lot of things were really rough, but your baby needs you and he needs a healthy mom. So that's really what made my fitness journey truly begin, is because I told myself after I had my son, like, there was no going back. I wasn't going to be that mom that was just okay to have a mod bod. Like, I wasn't going to settle. Like, I knew that I could get myself into shape, and I knew it was going to be hard work and it wasn't going to come overnight, but it was something that I was fully capable of doing. So I did an outdoor boot camp, and I actually did lose 100 pounds. And that was right around the time that like I hit a plateau. And that's when I found Sarah and started following Sarah. And it's just the outdoor boot camp, like, I made friends, but I never felt like I was 100% fitting in with those people. Like, I didn't feel like I belonged. I just felt like I went and worked out and like came home. So I guess I was really missing like the nutrition and the community part of it. And then so I started following Sarah, and she was just really motivational. And she had invited me to like her free groups, and I was totally that girl that was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do it. And then like I would like go MIA and ignore her when she was like, oh, do you want to sign up now? I was just terrified. And then so finally, gosh, I don't even know how long it was, but it was January of 2018 when I decided that I was going to go all in, and I was going to do this because I needed more. Like, I was at a plateau, and like I wanted that friendship, and I was getting married, and like I wanted to feel good about myself. So I started coaching. And since I've started coaching, I lost another 30 pounds. So I'm down 130 pounds now since I've had my son. And like, coaching has just gave me so many things, but like that was the main thing, is like now I'm just so much stronger, not just physically, but like mentally. Like, my mental state has never been where it is now, to like where the point I could care less what anyone thinks about me, because I know that I'm strong. And I like know people sometimes look at you and like they don't know what you went through. Like, you know, you go to the gym and you see people and you're like, oh, that person is overweight, but you don't know that person could have lost like an outrageous amount of weight. And people are people are just so judgy, and like, or that girl is too skinny. And like, we just have this like such a judgment on people. And this community, like, I never felt judged from day one, like working on myself. I never felt judged. And I always felt like this is where I belonged and this is what I needed. So that's like where my passion for coaching comes in, because I want people to feel the way that I feel now, because I know where I felt before and where I feel now is just so incredible. So I want other women to feel that way too. But I'm going to talk to you about what we do daily as a coach. And like Cassie said, like, coaching is what you put into it. So everyone's time schedule is totally different. And, you know, some people have more time to put into coaching, and then some people don't, you know, part-time, full-time. But the main thing that we do as a coach every day is starting conversations. Like, you're not reaching out to people and being like all salesy. Like, you're connecting with people and connecting with things that you have in common and seeing if this opportunity is a fit for them. Because that was like a thing for me, as I'm no salesperson at all. And so that was something that I was worried about. But then learning that it's not about the sale, it's about making the connection with someone, and then the sale kind of just comes more naturally that way. So that is one of the things. And then constantly, like, you're working on yourself. The thing about coaching is that you're working on yourself while you're helping women work on themselves too. That didn't make sense in my head. But so like, it's like you're all on the journey together. So even being a coach, like, you know the struggles that they're going through because you're going through the program with them too. So you know where people are struggling, and that helps you be a better coach because you see where you're struggling and you can help them with that. So then the other thing, we check in with our coaches, we check in with our clients. We have accountability groups, which we call our boot camps. Everyone calls it something different, but that's just like the big place where we can all come together and like tell how our workout was and share our stories and recipes and all those things that just like, what is the word I'm looking for? It just slipped out of my head. Like, join us together. It's a place, like, it's a safe place where no one's going to judge you. Like, you feel like you can share whatever you need to share and no one's going to judge you. People are going to encourage you along the way. So that has just been, that was like very heartfelt. I feel like I wasn't even going with that route. Like, I feel like I'm going to cry now, but so I'm going to pass it over to Bethany now.
Good evening, ladies. I'm Bethany, and I am the worst at time zones. I literally, Sarah said 8:30, and I was like, in my head, I knew it was actually 7:30, but in my head, I thought it was 8:30. Anyway, I'm Bethany. I'm a mom of two. I have a 5-year-old and a almost 10-month-old, and I work full-time with people with disabilities. And I've always struggled with finding people who get me and finding people like who push me and support me ever since high school. Like, I hated high school, and I can't say enough things about this community because it's literally changed my life. I feel like I have all these friends and all these people to, like, if I'm struggling, I have all these people to go to, all these amazing women supporting women, which really, can you ever have enough of that? But I've truly enjoyed being able to check in with people, and not only just checking in with people to keep myself accountable, but to check in with my challengers to see how they're doing, to see how I can motivate them and support them. It's really made a big impact in my life and my personal journey, not just fitness related, but finding people who support you and not caring what other people think. The biggest thing that I can say is that it doesn't matter what people say about you. It's not your opinion. And that having this community has really shown me that, because you can find people who support you and you don't have to struggle with feeling alone in this community or have I don't think I can say enough things about this community. I don't have anything else. I'll turn it back to you, Sarah.
Oh gosh, that was quick. Okay. As Alyssa said, got quite emotional for a second. I was like, I'm glad I'm not next. I got to pull myself together. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Sarah Spiegler. I have been coaching for just over 3 years now, which you're going to hear from everyone like, I have no idea where the time went. It feels like forever ago that I started, and that I was taking pictures of my Shaco box and all these like little things I was so excited about, but that I still find that I'm so excited about. Like, it's been over 3 years, and like, I'm pumped to get my new Shaco because I'm almost out, and my Energize, because I'm like, I have just fallen in love with everything about this, and it's everything that I needed as a person. So just kind of giving you a snippet of my journey. Childhood was very rough for me. I had a lot of siblings, which I loved. I loved being a part of a ginormous family. So I'm someone that does not like to be alone. Like, quality time, surround me with all the people, shout, scream, be loud. Like, quiet is not my friend. So I just grew up with just a hard experience with a lot of abuse and inside the home. And it was really hard. And it just set me up for a lot of failure as a young woman and an adult, just thinking that I didn't really deserve much, that I was just this average person, grew up in a small town, not going to be anything, not going to finish college. My parents didn't finish college. And And I honestly grew up my whole life, like being terrified of like being poor and like having money fears and just like, where am I going to go? And then through the healing process or trying to heal, just really finding like love and acceptance in all the wrong places. I did love school and like I loved band and choir and drama. Like I found places that I thrived in, like band geek, hardcore, but not like the weird ones, like the fun, normal. I promise. But I love that stuff. But anyway, so like just growing up and just having this mindset of like feeling really isolated, like no one understood what I went through. And I never had really close girlfriends because I never felt like I could open up to anyone about what I'd gone through because they were going to judge me and feel like I was disgusting. And just like, if you've experienced anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. But if not, it was just really hard. I think that's why it took me forever to finally connect with women, because I just stopped judging myself. And I finally just let me be me and let the past be the past. It definitely took time. And it was through this community and finding my mentor and just that first year of marriage that Tyler and I were together, just gaining a ton of weight. And I went from being like the really skinny girl who never had to do anything. I could eat Taco Bell every night in college. It was amazing. I wish I could do that again. I love Taco Bell, but I didn't gain anything. And then that year after marriage, in my young 20s, I was like, what's happening? And I just felt like crap. It didn't feel sexy and it didn't feel like hot without my clothes on. And I wanted to, I was so self-conscious. And I was like, okay, well, we don't have a lot of money. So what's free? What's going to work? So Tone It Up and Lauren Gleisberg. And I started to fall in love with fitness through those things. And they worked. I just didn't stick with them. I'd start really strong and then stop, and start really strong and then stop. And I was like, what is going on? Like, these things should work. There's a plan, there's food. What's happening? And insert my mentor. I followed her and stalked her forever on Instagram. And I just wanted, first of all, her happiness. She just seemed so happy and so free. And she was a stay-at-home mom, which I wanted to be one day so badly. And I just kept dreaming for a whole year. And she had reached out to me and invited me and was like, girl, you're showing up and staying accountable. Why don't you do this and get paid? And I was like, no, I'm this average girl that's been through so much stuff and everyone's going to judge me and no one's going to like me. And I don't know what I'm doing. How am I going to coach people? It really seemed impossible. And then finally one day at work, which I was not happy in, I was working in childcare for forever, loved my kids, loved my room, could not stand who I worked for. It was full of drama. They were not nice people. And I was miserable. So I was crying at lunch one day and I was like, I'm not even going to ask Tyler. I was like, I just need something. I need women who are positive in my life. And I'm just doing this. And I went home and I was like, Tyler, guess what I did? He was like, what? I was like, I just spent $180. Yay. And he was like, what? I was like, surprise. And he was like, okay, well, he's like, whatever you need to do. Fast forward over 3 years later. And I just love what I do. I do. All these guys on here, I did not know them. I met them through Instagram, through a cold message saying, thanks for following my page. Are you into health and fitness too? And it worked. Thank goodness. But I just have such a passion for what I do. And I never knew that I could be a leader because I was a really, really good follower. Just put the rules in front of me, type out the rule book. I will follow it. I will check off the boxes. But for someone to be like, here's a team, lead these people. I was like, I don't think I can do that. But everyone's been talking about personal development, and that was a big part of the missing piece of the puzzle, along with community and having women who weren't going to gossip behind my back and talk bad about me, but just come up behind me and support me on the really hard days and just be there for me. And that means the world to have women who truly do care about me that started off as complete strangers. They are more friends and family to me than some of my family, which is crazy, but I love it. So I get to talk to you about how we make money, which is really great because a lot of people get nervous and they're like, well, I have new coaches that come up beside me and they're like, well, I just want to help people. I'm like, that's all I want to do. That's amazing. If you don't want to help people, then you shouldn't be here. Then your heart's not in it. You shouldn't do this. Maybe find something else. Because a lot of what we do, we pour so much energy into people, time and energy and love. And I love that. But that's where personal development comes back in because, you have to constantly fill up your cup because you're emptying it every single day. But along with helping people, we're here too because we want some kind of financial freedom. we're in debt. We want to pay for our Christmas presents. We want to be able to pay for our groceries, our gas money, like whatever that is. It's not a selfish thing to want to get paid for working your job. Like, this is our job. I have women message me sometimes and they're like, I need a meal plan and I need this and this and this. Can you help me? I'm like, sure. And I guide them to the tools, which is our challenge pack. It has everything, like our workouts, our nutrition, our community and support and coaching. And they're like, oh, I have to pay. I'm like, girl, do you know how much of my time I'm going to give you? Like, this is my job. Like, you should be getting paid for your job. So I tell girls, don't feel selfish for saying that you want financial freedom and that you want money from this. That's an okay thing to say. So how we make money. So off of anything we sell, we make commission 25%, which is awesome. So that could be the products, that could be bundles that our clients have purchased, that could be like swag, workout gear, anything. And commission is great. And that's a great place to start. But where this really takes off, where the financial freedom really skyrockets, is through building a team. These guys, and I love them so much. Teaching them, just kind of guiding them and showing them what I did. Am I perfect? No. Have I made mistakes along the way? Yes. But that's kind of the beauty of building your own business, is that you're going to fail. But you just get up and keep moving. You fail forward. And really building a team and teaching them how to find their people and attract their tribe. And, it's just a trickle effect. And really just finding your people. And that just comes from sharing your story. That comes from being 100% you, and your people will come. I'm just myself. I say the word freaking probably 1,000 times every single day because I love it and it makes me happy. And I just talk about being a mom and how I have no time, but how I make time and how I eat. I just show people my day. And I have built a successful business over the past 3 years just from being myself and not being a cookie cutter, fakey. You don't have to do that. Well, that's how we make money. There's obviously a lot more to it, but that is the gist. And we go into details about everything. If you decide to sign up and be a part of this amazing team, we have mentorships that we run every single month. So you're never in this alone. We don't just like throw you to the wolves and, figure it out. Good luck. You've been watching me long enough. I was really scared about that because when I signed up, I was like, I'm excited, but I literally have no idea what to do or how to run social media or take a selfie or any of this stuff. But the really cool thing is that we guide you and teach you everything that we know and everything that's worked for us and worked for other people. And there's tons of free training. So don't be scared that you're ever going to have to do anything alone, because you're not. Okay. I don't think anyone is on live. I think it's just us. So I just want to say thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions or are watching this recording, please reach out to us and we'll give you more information.